Yeah. The fanatic. Where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina. Upstate, A64. Yeah. The FANATTIC. The fanatic where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what.
Welcome into the Fanatic Sports Channel for sports fans by a sports fan. It's your boy Coach I.
What's that guy?
Hey man, we keeping the previews moving, man. It's college football week 3. It's time to move on to the Texas A&M Aggies and the Miami Hurricanes. First off, let's get your feelings on college football week 2 recap, stat guy.
Sometimes you pay some money to get an easy dub. Sometimes you pay some money and take a black eye. So I guess A&M paid $1.5 million to get a black eye, but what you gonna do? Got to bounce back and keep it moving right along, I guess. But not good times in the Jimbo era with the recruiting classes they have, and I'm sure there's some talk in Aggie land this week.
For sure. On the other side, Miami caps off a win against Southern Miss, who, by the way, it didn't come easy for them as well. You know, it was 10-7, I think, at halftime, and then Miami rolled off 14 straight, in the third quarter to kind of, put that gap in between them and Southern Miss. But for a half there, Southern Miss was looking like they was trying to pull App State, similar colors, and they thought they was going to go down to Miami and win. So far, man, Miami is 2-0 with a win over I want to say Bethune-Cookman, and then a win over Southern Miss, and then Texas A&M is 1-1 with a win over Sam Houston State, who some Aggie fans were not happy about the way they performed there, and a loss to App State. So let's just go ahead and get into it right now, man. Let's talk about Texas A&M on offense versus the Miami defense. What's your thoughts on Haynes King so far?
He didn't look good against App State. I don't know. Just Russ trying to come back from the injury. But to me, man, it didn't look like A&M really had an identity on offense. And I know they've been very fortunate last couple of years with Isaiah Spiller. You had the best running back in the SEC. Just find a way to get him the ball in open space, whether you hand it to him, screens, whatever, and just let the dog eat. So I think they're really struggling right now with who they are on offense, and it's showing. Are they going to try to throw the ball and expand the field? Are they going to be a run team? They talk about Haynes King and his athleticism. Are they going to let, RPO and just kind of do that kind of stuff? But you're not really seeing enough of any one thing for them to have an identity to really say, this is who we are, come stop it.
Exactly. And I don't think, like you mentioned those guys, sorry about that, Spiller. And Isaiah Spiller, and then they had A-Chain last year to go compliment him. So that's two-headed monster in the backfield. And then they had, I think it was a Weidemeyer at tight end, who was one of the best tight ends in the nation last year. But Jimbo, and I've seen a lot of fans on social media saying Jimbo can't come out the olden age or whatever with the offense, kind of referring to something that you just said, like. Are you a run-heavy team, or are you a pass team, or what are you doing, man? Like, are you going to update this offense, or what we're doing here? Because apparently this ain't the offense for Haynes King, or like you said, maybe Haynes King still mentally recovering from the injury. All I know is Zach Calzada don't look so bad now. That's all I'm saying. So, hey, at least he made some plays. Now, granted, he did have a better backfield combo, but he still got A-Chain back there, man. And Texas A&M, not for nothing, man. 3 of the last 4 years, they've had a top 10 recruiting class. So it ain't just, I didn't even talking about this number 1 class they just had. Like, they still had some recruits out there, so they should be better than they are. You can't let App State come into your house and hold the ball for 42 minutes. That's just, you can't do that. And you know what I'm saying? App State had about 315 yards of total offense, 100 and I think 85 of that, 88 of that was rushing. So yeah, they killed the clock. But if they kill the clock, what you think Miami gonna try to come in there and do? You know what I'm saying? So on offense, they've got to be more lively. They got to be more creative with the play calling and get the ball to their playmakers in space so that they could try to put some points on the board. Against Sam Houston State, they wasn't all that explosive on offense. So I think we may see if it's a tight game or if Haynes King come out there and is not performing, we may see some of that backup.
I was going to ask you, do you see Johnson, the transfer from LSU? They talked about that on the broadcast during the App State game. And so I do wonder if that's something that if they maybe make the move and, you make that kind of move week 3 with the hype you had coming in before the year. Oh, Aggie land is in trouble.
Listen, this is at home. And, before last week, I would have told you, hey, man, it's almost impossible to win at Texas A&M. But I don't know. Hopefully the Yale leader won't be out there saying bad things about Miami like he did at App State. And just get the crowd pumped up, teach them the cheers, bro. Just stick to that. Don't talk trash about the other team because it will. And then somebody's there recording it, so it's going to go viral. But that's all we'll say about that. But on the other side, man, we got to talk about how Miami is. I mean, we mentioned how App State came in there and controlled the clock. Miami, Mario Cristobal is known for a pro-style offense run. He wants to win in them trenches. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be physical. He wants to establish the run. He will throw the ball because he got a good quarterback in Tyler Van Dyke. But he wants to establish that run with Parrish Jr. and I forget the other running back's name that was behind him. But they're going to definitely try to come in and establish the run. What you thinking about Miami? What would you do if you Cristobal coming in to this game after App State controlled the ball for 42 minutes?
Man, I'm licking my chops because you look at Miami's numbers so far this year. They're averaging 45.5 carries a game. They're averaging 5.3 yards per carry. They already have 9 rushing touchdowns in 2 games. It will play right into what they want to do anyway. And, Tyler Van Dyke got 30 passes off. They ran right at 79 plays last week against Southern Miss. So they're starting to play with a little tempo, but I would not be shocked at all if we saw that tempo slow way down. And you look at what App State was able to do on the offensive front with 265, 270 across the board. Miami has real offensive linemen. They have AC linemen. And Texas A&M struggled with what App State was doing. And, a lot of it is we talk about sometimes what I want to do is going to beat what you want to do. And it's not always the size and everything if you can scheme right. But Miami knows how to scheme. Cristobal knows how to run a pro-style offense and tote the rock behind it. And so I would not be shocked to see run, play action pass over the top. Run.
Especially if he's having success in that run game early, controlling that clock in that hostile. It's still Texas A&M. It's still going to be a hostile environment. They still, the 12th man. It's going to be loud. I think he's going to come in and start out like that to kind of let Tyler Van Dyke ease into the game. But the thing is, I think Chase Bryce played good. I think he's better than an average quarterback, but he's not Tyler Van Dyke. Tyler Van Dyke can sling that thing. You know what I'm saying? So should A&M come in there and load the box, I think that Miami's just as comfortable, like you say, with some play action or even just come out and throw it around a little bit. I don't think Mario Cristobal has ever wanted to do that. Hell, he had my boy Herbert at Oregon, and he wouldn't let him throw it all around the field. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely going to come in there and try to run the ball, man. So what do you know what time this game is?
Yeah, so funny thing is this is a 9 p.m. kickoff, and not only did App State come into Aggie land and win in front of 100,000 people, but then they took the College Game Day back to Boone, North Carolina with them. And now College Game Day is going to be in Boone for App State Troy. But Reese Davis said on Twitter this past weekend that all signs pointed to this being the game of the week and being College Game Day.
This is a game day that I predicted when we did our game day video in the summer. I said that A&M Miami would be game day, and honestly, I was like, I personally think it's still going to be a good game. You got to know, like, I know everybody's on Jimbo Fisher, but it's not like the players don't realize what just happened. You know what I'm saying? The players realize that they just lost to App State, even though App State is known as the giant killer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's Cincinnati, if it's Boise when they were good, or, you know, if it's App State. If you're a Power 5 team, especially an SEC Power 5 team, you're expected to beat a Sun Belt team, Group of 5 team for that matter, whoever it is. So even though App State is known for that, like, these players know what just happened. They probably so ready to get back on the field, you know what I'm saying, to kind of prove that last week wasn't who they really are. But then Miami didn't have a beautiful win, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they won 33 to 10 or whatever. But it was a struggle for a whole half of football. Southern Miss was giving them all they want at their house. So they're looking to come in here. These are two teams that have a lot to prove on this field. Miami, are you ready to step up and contend for an ACC Coastal and a possible ACC championship spot? Texas A&M, you lost one game, but hey, last year you had an incredible win over Alabama that their teams rarely get, and then you turn that into an 8-4. Who knows if they don't flip this bad loss into a 10-2, 11-1? Who's to say that?
Well, one fun fact: this is the fourth time that Texas A&M has lost to a Sun Belt team. So, not the first time that they've got to experience a Sun Belt team coming into Aggie land and putting it on them. But I'll tell you, I mean, I think the seat was hot for Jimbo before the season started.
You think so?
Definitely got to be chatter now. And I mean, now what do you do? I mean, you look at losing this game to Miami, and where people were saying 10-2, 11-1 coming into the season. You're looking at what Arkansas is doing right now, and what Alabama. You know, they didn't look great against Texas, but they're still Bama. I mean, this could be a 6-6 team really quick. And
Listen. Last year I didn't see them at 8-4. I saw them better than that, and I feel like all around they had better skilled players last year in totality. I'm not saying 6-6 is likely, but it definitely is possible. But I didn't think Jimbo was on the hot seat coming into the season. Now, I think there is some chatter now that he's lost to App State, you know what I'm saying? And again, they didn't play particularly well against Sam Houston State. And I think they're still probably about 65 to 70% of the fan base / donors and athletic department is like, hey, he just got the number one recruiting class. Give them guys some chance to come in. But I reminded you at the beginning of the video, it's not like Jimbo hasn't had good recruiting classes. You know, I heard a guy on the radio say today, outside of the COVID year, Jimbo is an average 8-14, even post Jameis Winston. So post Jameis Winston, the last couple of years at Florida State, not the COVID year. And all the years, other than the COVID year, all the years at Texas A&M, he's a 8-4 coach. So Jimbo's got a lot to prove, and I think you're right. If Miami comes into your house, again, this is not a place that Texas A&M loses a lot at home. If they come into your house and beat you, and it depends on the manner that they beat you. If you come out there and look like you're, offensively capable of putting a game plan together, and then you lose a tough one, then maybe we think more about Miami. But if Miami comes in there and kind of does the same thing that App State does, control the clock, don't let you get off a lot on offense, that's not going to be a good look for Jimbo. And I don't think he'll be on the hot seat, but I definitely think he'll have some tough questions to answer on Sunday morning.
Yeah, no, I mean, it doesn't get easier from here. And that's the other thing.
It doesn't.
Doesn't get easier from here. And welcome to the rigmarole of an SEC schedule. But you want to get down to some predictions? You want to do some spreads? What you want to look at for next?
That's right. So what is the spread? We will jump into these predictions. What's the spread on the game?
So the spread on the game is A&M is given 5.5 to Miami. The over/under is 48.5.
So the home team normally gets 3 points. Okay. 5, I guess I can see that because, like I said, I think that comes from, again, I think, Vegas is probably thinking top to bottom. as far as, of course, we definitely know as far as recruit rankings are concerned, Jimbo has the better team. But we don't know that on the field. We won't know that on the field until Saturday. 5.5. Wow. I don't know why I thought this would be more like a 3 point, maybe even a 2.5 type point spread. Okay. So I'm going with. God, man, this is a tough one because, like I say, Miami has looked great. They look great against Bethune, who they should. I mean, they did what they're supposed to do. But it's not like I say, oh, they beat Bethune by 70, the greatest offense in the ACC or whatever. I don't know about this one, Jeff. I really don't. I don't have a beat on it. I don't know how, because listen. It could go one or two ways. Either the players and Jimbo and staff can say, "Hey, we effed up when we lost to App State. We didn't play our game. We let them come into our house. It's time to redeem ourselves. Come out," and then they ball out. Or they could all just, hey, hang it up. Hey, man, we just lost to App State. We were supposed to be in the playoffs because I don't care what you do the rest of the way. You lost to App State at home. You're not getting in the playoffs. I'm sorry. You have to win the SEC. You have to. Like, go 11-1.
They want to go in the playoffs. They better be 11-1, and they better win the SEC championship game.
Yeah. Because if they're 11-1, they lose the SEC championship. It's not even a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it should happen to be Georgia and they take Georgia to 6 overtimes. They're still not getting in the playoffs with 2 losses, and one of those losses being a home loss to a group of 5. So that's why I don't know. I don't know where this is. I think Mario Cristobal, he's gonna have the troops ready. But can Miami go on the road, man, and into Texas A&M? Are they? I'm not saying they back, but are they there on their way up that much to go into Texas A&M and win? I think Texas A&M wins this game, but they're not. I don't know. Right as I'm saying it, I'm thinking maybe I need to be picking Miami.
All about the U, baby. Look,
listen. I'm going Texas A&M. I'm going Texas A&M 28-24. 28-24 Texas A&M not covering the spread.
Not covering. I'm taking Miami, and I'm taking Miami 28-10. So here's the other thing is Texas A&M also gave up 100 yards on the ground to Sam Houston State. Sam Houston State 100 yards against Texas A&M. I have no belief in Texas A&M being able to stop the run. I believe that Miami's going to come in, establish the run, and then they're going to open it up and put it out of hand late and just control the clock and put their foot on Texas A&M's throat. But I got it 28-10. And I will tell you right now, 28-10, going to Aggie land, and there's going to be some really interesting questions asked to Jimbo Fisher after that game.
There it is, man. Miami fans, A&M fans, get in the comments, man. Tell us who you think is right, and give us your score predictions down low. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. This should be a good one. I'm glad it's at night. So for the Stat Guy, man, this is Coach I, the Fan Addict. We out of here. I call my dogs out the pound. Let's go eat. Turn on the Fan Addict. Let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gonna eat everything up off their plate?